Hello everybody and welcome to Italy, here for the Italian Grand Prix. A great showing we have here, all 14 drivers here for AOR. My name is of course your good old host, EvilDragonxxl. Alongside me unfortunately is not Vectro or anyone like that today, unfortunately to say they are not here today. Never mind though. We've got a great crowd, and off straight away goes Car Cannon, who's gone straight off the road, and that's never good. Going straight off, but I guess the car back going now. Had a little race of these guys earlier on, and I can tell you, I'm terrible. Well, I have to say the championship definitely heating up front, and nevertheless, we'll get to that soon as we can, as I go and get the old chat up on a good old phone whenever it appears. My phone I can never get the chat up, and it's annoying. But eventually we'll get it live and everything will be good. But when then, never mind. But the Italian Grand Prix situated, well, in Italy, the Dromon Nazionale di Monza, located not too far off the hills actually around here. Got a lot of nice hills surrounding the Italian forests. Here, of course, this is in a little bit of a parkland. Changing, of course, since its original concept in 1922, the Italian Grand Prix around Monza has changed quite a lot. From the old bankings to what it is now, a lot of chicanes and a lot of high-speed corners. What you can say, it's always going to be fun. But the thing is, though, who's going to be the one to be making all the moves? Well, today it seems we do not have our the one who's doing so well in the championship. Unfortunately, so we do not seem to have Najira in here. As of yeah, that is unfortunate to say the least as well. But nonetheless, it's all going to be good. It's going to be interesting to see what drivers can do as you run on board with Force India coming through the second of the chicanes. Then a bit of a slide there, actually, as we say. Then coming down in to the lesbians. Not that Mo. Never mind that, though, as they come down towards, as Mehmet has failed to join, unfortunately to say. So that is the reason he isn't with us right now. Hello to good old Wolf and of course Matteo GR in the chat there. As we're looking at as Nazirin is here. My apologies to him, I didn't notice him. He is here as we're looking for his parabolic, and comes Foxy. A bit of a slide down at the second chicane, but crosses the line nonetheless. Where does he go? It's going to be a bit of a slow lap. It's going to be second position nonetheless. But definitely is going to improve in this low. It's these guys right up top of the championship, doing so well. WRL in third position there, only a few tenths behind. Then the likes of Cam as he comes down, and a Lesmo too, down towards Ascari then, on board of the Renault as Mehmet finally manages to join then. As we fly down under the banking there, above there, and now into Ascari. It's be flat, of course, changed because of Alberto Ascari, who, of course, died around the circuit, of course. That's why the corner is named after him. Down towards the Parabolica, where a lot of famous incidents have happened, of course, as Car Cannon leaves the session, unfortunately there. Hopefully he will get back in. As in comes the Renault then. Any comments, put them in the chat and we'll do our best to answer them when we can. So far up front Nazirin is, and Nazirin goes. Another fast slap there, almost a second now clear of a ball by then. Well, Puffin Muffin actually goes and changes that, being second position there at 22 dead. Nice lap from him, a 22 dead as well for good old FRL Ballboy as he pulls out of the way there, or goes slowly there, perhaps warming his tyres up. Shumi there, coming through the Scary then, gets the car just about turned out there, down the straight then, running at his maximum amount of fuel as he can run there. He's got about 676 litres of fuel as he comes down into Parabolic and chucks the car over at 112 miles an hour. Builds up 120, 30, 40, and off goes one of the Renault there. JS going off, and in they all come then, straight away. Now, it's going to be crucial here to see of where anyone can go. We're looking at Rob then, the one who has had a few issues in the last few races, including a few lag issues and a few problems with other drivers. Hopefully today is going to be a different round. It'll be nice and clean off the grid as all the drivers come in. Toro Rosso, Ferrari, Red Bull in as Ballboy comes out of the last corner and comes into the pit lane as well. Likewise, we believe will be coming to Giron and Puffin Muffin when he comes through the last corner right about now. As in it does come Giron, and then also does come the Toro Rosso of Puffin Muffin, or Puffing Muffin, or however you want to call it. And will also come Rob, so everyone heading to the pit lane. Car Cannon's rejoined, so that is good to see there. Michael and now runs a bit wide Lesmo 1 and into Lesmo 2 then. Just a car in. He'll be running wide there, just about gets last one. That'll be good for his lap there. So I believe he is on an out lap. We believe he is. I don't know if he's on an actual lap, but definitely not looking to be a very good one right now. We're a bit wide. That's not going to help him as he comes down. 5th gear, gets the car a bit of wiggle on there at the exit of the Scary. And the car, you can run wider there a little bit more. You get a bit of time there. They do it in real life, so you can do it on the game. Down in to the Parabolica then. Very tricky braking zone occasionally, but chucks it in there. 120 miles an hour. You can see the off-camberness it is. How cambered it is to come to look out the last corner and into the pit lane. That's Car Cannon saying everyone has a lap, so issues there for Car Cannon. But indeed, it's going to be interesting to see what goes on there. Out comes Giron. Out comes, I believe, that is Ballboy comes out. And I believe also coming out is Puffin Muffin, we believe, just coming out there. Perhaps, maybe not. It seems to be Shumi and Rob coming out. My apologies there. This Car Cannon seems to have had a bit of an issue there. He's looking at Norrell right down the back, level 24.7. So, not too far off the pace of racing at home, well, about a second, so quite a bit, but nonetheless, close enough. And now comes out Giron, the man who's been doing so well this season, taking wins and being generally one of the all-round great drivers so far this season. He's impressed me in just under half a season he's been in. Doing beautifully then, as he comes down into the good old Cave de Grande. Well, it's going to be interesting to see as we've got likes of the McLarens there. Everyone starting lap. Norrell, we believe, is on his lap now. Or at least he's about to start it. So we'll look on board with Norrell. Comes to the line then. Now to begin his back. Now, very crucial here to run on board with the Ferrari. And we'll leave you to the natural sounds of the car. Comes down towards the last two corners. It's going to be an interesting lap. It seems to be good so far, as it's still up front. Giron is doing well. Yabalaha has just improved. Yellow flags at sector 3. So something's gone on there for a second. It seems to have gone now. As looking at Norrell coming out of the last corner. Where does he go? Can he lift that Ferrari off the back road? The answer to that is P2. Great lap from the Ferrari driver. Now it's going to put increasing pressure on the likes of Puffing Muffin. That's Ballboy as well, he's going a bit slowly. Sector front, yellow flags, so something's gone on there, and it seems that it's WRL. And I believe is that Norrell pulling off to the side there? It seems to be, yes. As going slowly is the Puffin Muffin. Now, has he got a puncture or something there? Before he did, doesn't seem to be having so. He's building up to his lap. Now, let's see what Ballboy can do as Shumi goes into P2. So everyone improving now. Needs P2. Did go shoot me there. So improving. Nonetheless, he's now just under a tenth away from the Giron. He now starts his lap as well. It's going to be interesting to see. He's going to be between Bullboy. He's just starting his lap and it's going to be the Giron. Getting space indeed, says Wolf in the chat. Now building up those revs. Up 6th, 7th, then into 8th. 180 miles an hour up to almost 200 then as they come into the second chicane. Braking down at about 180 miles an hour down to about 70 in about a split of a second. Now building that speed back up then as they go into the Lesmos then. Sucking in turn number 1 about 110 miles an hour. Then building up to about 120 up to 130 as they break into the second. About 110 as well on the exit. Now builds the speed back up then. DRS opening. Now this is going to be the crucial thing. Where is he in comparison to the rest of the field? Well, we don't know that until he crosses the line, but it's being good so far. Chucks it in to Riscari. Chucks it left. Chucks it right. Chucks it back left. Now down towards the Parabolica. Up the road is one of the other, seems to be a Ferrari or a Force India up the road there. And now as they chuck it in to that last corner. And Giron retired from the second there, so he's given up on his lap. Bullboy comes through the last corner. Does he improve? Can he improve? Crosses the line. Does he go to P1 or improves P3? Good improvement. Not enough though to go to P1. There's apologies there for any things coming up there. Rob 2K into 3rd position though. Doing well. Bullboy Norrell down into 5th place. We're looking so good. Puffin Muffin doesn't improve. Foxy, can he improve? He's coming through Lesmo 2. Seems to be on limited fuel. He's doing good, we believe, so far. No, he's finished the 7th. My apologies there. So it'll be WRL there, the last guy to come across the line, apart from JS. Comes out of the last corner. WRL. Does he improve? Comes right to the line. Does he go and improve? Does he do anything? 7th position. Does improve, but not by enough. Oh dear. Well, just under a minute to go until the end of qualification. But Giron, P1, this is going to be a shot. Oh, just about avoids it. A bit of a lag going on here for Puffin Muffin. We promise he isn't crashing into people deliberately. It's just a bit of lag. And it has now run out of fuel. Oh dear. But as we look at a free train car there, going inside each other nearly there is one of the Williams on the Sauber. And there up the road is a Red Bull. An interesting group of cars eating each other. As none of them head to the pit lane, just got to wait for a few more seconds then until the session does end. As we get a 1950s F1, I'm pretty certain. Here, going about 50-60 miles an hour. Wheel-to-wheel stuff as it crosses the line. Look at this, side by side. Crossing the line doesn't improve. Well, there's 6 seconds to go then. I'll go down the inside nonetheless. He's now slightly pulling ahead. Is that car? There it is, side by side, and there we are. Session over then. 10th place racing at home. Well, battling with a Williams on the game apparently. So your pole position by 18 thousandths of a second. Giron gains another crucial pole position. Shumi in a fine second. Rob a good third. Cam is 4th ahead of Bullboy, Norrell and WRL. Puffin Muffin is in 8th place with Foxy down in 9th. 10th place is racing at home. Outside the top 10 we have Car Cannon Michael, JS and Yabba the Hutt. So here we are then, coming in to round 13 as we end the European leg of the season. After this we head off to the Asian Tour around the rest of the season there. As now coming to the end, as like we said, of Europe, Monza bringing an end to what has been a truly spectacular load of races then, stretching from Baku all the way to here. Great races including Belgium and Silverstone. And the likes of this circuit here is going to make an absolute classic race. Let's get ready to go to the Italian Grand Prix. And here we are then. 5 red lights. And it is lights out and away we go. And everyone seems to get a good start. Up front straight away. It's going that Red Bull. It's going to go to the inside. Almost on the grass. Side by side. Look at this. And now to the outside. Got likes of the cars all bouncing up then. Everyone seems to make it through turn 1 correctly. A few bits of contact at the back, but everyone going through cleanly. But what a great start so far. And yes, it does for the calendar like in real life then, but good start from the Giron, blocking off everyone there as everyone squirms around for positions. And look at the inside, and contact there. And that's the last thing we want to see. 2 Red Bull cars crashing together. Toro Rosso hits Red Bull there at the back of the field. And that is not going to be a very happy WRL or a very happy car cannon indeed at the back. So carnage going on then, and the back layer is off. Goes one of, and a huge shot. And there goes one of the tyres. That is JS hitting the wall heavily at the exit of Lesmo 2. And that car is a write-off. Have to say, Carnage already ensuring are only on that number 1 of 27, and already Carnage going off, and off goes Rob. 2K got an issue. Lost half his front wing as well, so issues going on for everyone here. Norrell versus Puffin Muffin then, and look at the, the Mercedes now going to the outside. Slipstream train around the outside of go. They'll make it 3 wide almost here if they're not careful. The Ferrari hasn't got enough slipstream to catch up, but Mehmet definitely a low speed. Well, a low slipstream, a low downforce, if we say. Down the inside he'll go. Gets the move done, does he? No. He'll make it in a minute if he's not careful. Look at the Ferrari catching back up. Very close, sticking his nose in at the back. But so far, Nazir and Shumi leading the field. Ball by Cam, racing at home. Puffin Muffin, Mehmet. Then with the likes of this, Norrell, Foxy, Michael, Rob, Yabba, WRL and Karkan. And out this race has already gone JS. The other Mercedes and Michael challenging the Force India as the other one challenges the other Toro Rosso. A bit wide there. Has gone on the Salvers. That was racing at home up front there. He's made a bit of a mistake there. It's going to put him under serious pressure from the Toro Rosso. Now he'll go to the insert. He'll get cut off there. Has all round the outside trying. Was that Mercedes almost making contact there. And through he does go. So a bit of an issue there for that Toro Rosso, getting all bogged down there and loses 1, 2, 3 positions there in a space of about 200 yards. Yeah. Alright. Where was I? Norrell and 9th position, doing a good job down the back there after making a mistake there. Now I'll have to catch back up through the field. There's like a Michael and Foxy up there. There's indeed, sorry for that there. That was a little intrusion there, but nonetheless, as looking at Michael then, he's in 8th position there. As lost track of where I was just then. Nonetheless, Foxy there, running a bit wide there through the corner, following behind that, but good racing so far. Cam catching up to Ballboy there in the Renault, so he's doing all good there then. So you go, fast lap for Shumi, by the way. He's now starting to catch back up a little bit there. His DRS now active, of course, lap number 4. We are on, and it's going well for your leader. Up front, Shumi, Bullboy, and then we've got the likes of Cam heading up to Bullboy, like we said. Then we've got Racing to Home and Met and Foxy. And a 5-second stop-go penalty for Car Cannon there. That's not very good for him. Now, looking at the Renault, Cam starting to catch up to Bullboy. He's definitely got that down to 3 tenths now, like we see. Now he's got to make the move on. Now, where is he going to make the move? That's the important question. Slipstream on that Williams low. The Williams is no slouch in a straight line, but the Renault doing a good job to catch as much as he can up. He's really catching. DRS will be active, of course, so it'll be very easy to just make a dive down the inside into turn number 1. But I have to be cautious there. Bullboy will go defensive, we imagine. As you go down the slipstream, here we go then. DRS activated. I don't think that Williams can put up too much of a fight if he gets into enough slipstream. He might make a little bit of a dive. Bullboy already going defensive. First that car just the middle. Bit of contact there into turn number 1. And they just about both get away with it. Now, Cam in the hunt. Further down, you've got the likes of Racing at Home and Foxy catching up there. And of course Michael, but not really much battling going on elsewhere as Mehmet gets a 3-second time penalty. And it's for multiple warnings, of course, to say, so Mehmet not doing good there. Might have cut the corner a little bit there. So it is around that 5 of 27. And so far, so good for everyone there, apart from JS, who of course hit the wall earlier on. And of course Car Cannon and the other Red Bull. Apart from that, so far so good. Well, never mind, Car Cannon's got a 10-second penalty. It's not gone good. It's really not gone good for him there. So it's gone from bad to worse for Car Cannon. As we look at Car Cannon now out this race. Now, has he hit the wall somewhere? No, he's just retired the car. Probably in frustration there. Of course, from bad thing, and he's left the session as well. That's a bit of a dummy to the left and dummy to the right. Bullboy and Cam. Cam can't get past Bullboy yet. Lap 6 of 27, and so far so good. I like saying so far so good. Normally never ends up being so far so good, but so far it's going well. There's a Puffin Muffin now takes up into Fernie place, passing Cam, of course, who is out of this race, like JS, so 2 retirees already. Car Cannon, who of course just seems to have retired due to penalties, and JS, who spun off at Lesmo 2, hitting the wall very heavily there indeed. Locking up, going one of the Ferraris there, or was that Michael locking up? One of the 2 locking up heavily there, just about gets away with it. Slipstream again, but still not close enough from that Renault. The Williams just about keeping a nose ahead, leaving it just about a 6-10 gap there. It's not really closed up that much, closed up to about 4 tenths there, but then it just stays around about 6 tenths there, and it's not good for him. Racing the home in or catching up to Foxy, but like again, the Slipstream seems to just be evening each other out here around the circuit. And off has gone Foxy, actually. My apologies there to Foxy, who now loses 2, 3, 4 positions there. Now, has there been an issue there for that car? Has he got damage? Doesn't seem to be so. May have got a bit of a touch from someone else. They're going off the road, and that is not good for him. Shimilo, second position, slightly catching up to Nigeria there. The gap's about 2.1 seconds. Ballboy and Cam still about 5 tenths between them. But still you can see just not closing enough. This is crucial for him. He really needs to get about 2-3 tenths coming out of this corner and really just hound him in down the straight. But he's just not being able to do so yet. It's about 6 tenths. Sector 3 yellow flags, by the way. We believe that could be for a Ferrari, and it's Norrell who's gone off into the wall at the exit. It was Ascari, and he's gone backwards into it there, so not good for him. He'll drop right down to the back. Doesn't seem to have got any damage on the car, luckily, so he may just get away with it. Rob 2K catching on the back of WRL, but just like we said, can't make a move. It just seems the slipstream just not being strong enough here to make any kind of move. You really have to just punch a hole in the air and go for it. But it seems all the drivers not all running such slow downforce, so they seem to be evening each other out, unfortunately. Which is crucial. Bit of a slide there for Shumi. And still very close now. 4 tenths. He is catching. Is Cam. So like we said, he just has to get in the slipstream and punch it. Maybe he is starting to punch it now. Closing right up now, about 3 tenths. It's the closest he's got, and then it just starts opening up because of the dirty air. But you can just see this is not going the way he wants it to go so far. It just stays about that 6 tenths. He can close it up to about 3, but then opens up because of the slipstream, and of course the dirty air not really helping. And he really needs to think about maybe making an alternate strategy here soon. Perhaps to make a move on him later in the race. Now, of course, the race is becoming one of two things so far. It's becoming quite a nice drive again for Nigeria, and unlike, hopefully, at Spa, he doesn't have issues with the fuel. Unlike Spa, of course, if you don't remember, he did have issues with the fuel in the last lap, and then got a penalty, dropping him a few positions, unfortunately to say there. But doing well so far in the Italian Grand Prix, leading the race right now ahead of the Red Bull. And then we've got the Williams and the Renault closing up, still very close, 5 tenths between them again. But still just can't close up, unfortunately to say. They can just get about 3 tenths, so you can see. The closest they get is on the exit of this corner, but then the gap just opens back up, down towards the turn 1. So what he really needs to do is really just try and make a dive somewhere. And just try and scare him off by getting as close as he can. But you can see here is where he opens that gap back up there to about 5-6 tenths. And it really doesn't help here. Because he's just stuck in this train there and he just can't get out of it, unfortunately to say the least. Now we have to think when are the drivers making pit stops. You believe Cam might try and make the undercut work here on him if he can't get past the next few laps. And talking about pit stops, in has come Nigeria, and your race leader then. And that, of course, will be for the soft tyres, the yellow walls, we believe. Indeed, yes, it is for those yellow wall tyres. So doing a one-stop, we believe, in this race, then going the next 17 laps on these tyres. Meanwhile, 4 tenths though, it's definitely close enough, but just not close to make a move. And a stop-go penalty for Rob 2K. And in also comes Rob, like we say, and Foxy in the pit lane. They will go, presumably, for those soft tyres as well. Indeed, soft and also soft left for the pair of them there down the back. Past the lap, of course, Nigeria, and so far you can see our past the laps. You can see how close Bullboy and Cam actually are in terms of lap time there. Only about under a tenth between them. Best change in this race has come from Mehmet so far, with 11 places up from where he started, of course. Biggest loser in this race so far is Rob, who's down 8 positions, of course, who has also just switched. All going to be changing soon. As New Zealand just passes Michael NL there. That seemed to be quite a normal move there. Seems to have just been able to get slipstream down the inside, and looking out then for the Toro Rosso, that is of WRL. He's now closing up to the back of Michael. As he has a little look to the inside there, as he, oh dear, there's contact. That, well, that, what are you going to say there? He had to do something, didn't work. Shumi in the pit lane. And that is for the soft tyres. Comes back out on circuit. Now, where's he going to come out? He'll come out just behind Michael. And there you can see is exactly what we were saying. Closing up as much as he can. Pam and Ballboy now lead this race, and off has got Mehmet into the gravel and into the wall. Huge mistake there from the Mercedes driver then, getting carried away. And here it could be a change of lead soon, because Ballboy and Cam are now 3/10 apart. They're closing up. So now is the charge going on here. As you can see on Ritz and Standard lap rise, almost half a lap between them in terms of fuel. This could actually benefit the like of good old Cam later on in the race, because he's definitely going to be more quicker later on because of the more fuel he has. As JS finally leaves the session, he's going to be, of course, disappointed with the contact. Now we believe, is any of these going to pit? Not yet. 5/10 low. Opens back up again. You can see that Williams has a low slipstream. Well, yeah, low downforce and a very high slipstream. The high drag, at least, to the car behind. You can't pass them. Has set 2 yellow flags. That is Rob who's gone off into the wall. And that's the same place JS has gone as the other direction. So he's spun it there, it seems, to have hit the wall and rebounded off. And that's the front gone. And that is not good. So that's a third retiree as WRL heads to the pit lane. So does Michael. As Rob has left the session, immediately left. Probably even more frustrations venting from him. As these two come past where the scene of the accident happened. 2/10 apart now. You can just see though, the slipstream wise, Ballboy just managed to open that gap up, doesn't he? 12 out of 27. And it's all going well for your leader to be, is Zirin, who will be leading this race, of course, once these guys all stop. So it's 3 yellow flags, and that looks to be one of, that is Mehmet going off there, and has he got a puncture there? I believe he's spun again, so he'll be heading to the pit lane, we believe. He's gone very long, but that's not doing the strategy he wants. It's not helping the tyres at all. In comes Cam, by the way. So Cam now going for the undercut then on Ballboy. In comes Racing at Home, releasing the Zirin, who sets a PB. And the F fast lap, well, he did for about a second. As then immediately Shumi goes and smashes lap by a little bit. Ahead is Mehmet. WRL gets a 3-second time penalty for him for being a bit naughty. Any comments, like we said, put them in the chat and we'll answer them. The best as Mehmet has left the session there. So something has happened to Mehmet there. He seems to have just pulled the car off. We have no idea why he has done that, but he is retired from the race. Now, we're going to have to wait for Ballboy to when he pits. He's going to have to pit soon, or he's going to be under serious pressure here from the likes of Cam, who's definitely catching. Now, he's going to come in. We believe this lap. He's surely got to have to if he wants to maintain that position. And yes, in he comes. Locks up massive there. Gets the car just about in the pit lane. And now we go to Cam and see where is he in comparison to Ballboy. As Ballboy heads into that pit lane right now, it needs to be a good stop from the Williams team then. It is a good stop. Gets back out. Now, where is Cam going to be? It's going to be awfully close between the pair of them as they come down towards turn number 1. And is it going to work? It does work. And through does go Cam there. The undercut working. An absolute treat for him. And disaster for Williams there. It's not worked out as like they wanted to. Stayed out one lap longer, and it see what the gap has done. He's now 2 seconds behind Cam in the space of a lap. Well, that's 14 of 27, just under half rate of the race to go. Well, it's going well for Nizirin and Shumi. Cam in third position after getting past Ballboy in the pit stops. Then it's the like of Yabba. Then racing Foxy there as we look actually at racing home, trying to the outside of Yabba the Hutt here, and he does try and make the move, does go around the outside pretty easily there. Yabba not pulling up a fight on that one. Foxy Lane 7, Michael AWL 9, Norrell Puffing Muffin in 11th place and outside of the points. We have 4 retirees in this race. Mehmet, who crashed, who just retired for some mysterious races. You had Rob, who crashed into the wall at the exit of Lesmo 2. Car Cannon retiring after getting a severe penalty. And, of course, we have JS hitting the wall heavily on lap number 1 at the exit of Lesmo 2. Well, it's about a 5-second lead for Nizirin right now in the Italian Grand Prix. The Swedish driver, pulling, of course, the Sauber. Soon to be, of course, Sauber Alfa Romeo. If you've been living under a rock for quite a while, you'll know Alfa Romeo are returning to Formula 1 with Sauber this year. Of course, Sauber, the team that used to be called BMW Sauber in the 06 to 09 period. Of course, also used to be known as Red Bull Sauber as well, or most commonly as Petronas as well. Of course, Red Bull Petronas used to own quite a lot of the team back in the late 90s to early 2000s as well. Well, talking about the Red Bull team, they are in second position right now. The Red Bull there, soon to be Aston Martin Red Bull this year, I believe. It's going to be interesting to see. A bit of green comes on that Red Bull, of course. Hopefully it does, but a different style might be going for that Red Bull. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. Then we've got the likes of the Renault then, the old Banana Cup. Doing good in third position then, of course. Returning a few years ago and is seriously doing well right now. Definitely getting some momentum up. Then we've got the likes of the Williams who are starting to drop back now a little bit there, down in 4th place. Of course, now of course we didn't know, we've got Sergei Sorokin in the team, of course. The dreams of having Robert Kubica return, unfortunately had no avail yet, but hopefully we will do soon. He is the test driver, so you never know what happens. And also the reserve, so you can only see what happens here in the future. Racing at home then, in the other Sauber doing well. Not as much as his teammate, but doing good nonetheless. Then we've got the likes of the McLaren to be Renault, not Honda. So that's going to be interesting. People have always got asked, McLaren Renault doesn't sound that good. It sounds really odd. Yep, but they had McLaren Peugeot once. And, well, you know, McLaren Peugeot definitely didn't sound very good. So McLaren Renault does sound good in my opinion. Wolf saying, well, Kubica was slow up. What can you say? That is true. He was slow up. But Sergei Sorokin, a good fight choice in my opinion for that team. He's definitely a good driver. I haven't really seen much of him, but I definitely know he's been around Formula 1 for quite a while now. For about 3-4 years he's been rumoured up in the air around there. Of course, the Russian driver now replacing the former Russian driver in Formula 1. So we have a stream of Russian drivers in F1 right now. As WRL catching right up to Michael, who pulls straight up the way there. So an issue there could be going on for Michael, or just doesn't want to battle WRL there, but didn't put up any fight there compared to him. well, Schumi second position, Zirin first. We're at 8:43 UK time, another 9 laps to go. Well, now just under 9 laps. Not much action going on in this race right now. We had Michael, of course, getting past the Burrell and very easy, fast in a minute ago. But Michael not dropping back as much as I'd imagine he would straight away. As I have a horrible itch on my nose. I think I've got a spot on my nose. That's never fun. Nonetheless, though, ignoring my issue with my face that sometimes happens with an awkward spot. Because puberty is a thing and it's coming back nonetheless. Never mind. Yabba in the pit lane on the soft tyres. I'll go for the super soft at the end of the race then. Yes, he does do so then. So he's going to go another about 8 laps there. It's going to be good to him. We're just going to see if he drops outside of the point. No, he doesn't. Ooh, there's Puffin Muffin. Almost doesn't have any chance of getting points there. It's a bit of a slide there. Of course, few drivers have penalties to be added after this race, of course. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Well, interesting here to see Racing at Home and Foxy were exactly the same gap between each other to the car ahead. Now they're not, but for a brief second, I don't know if you saw that there. They were both 10.013 off the cars ahead, so that was interesting to see there. It was Racing Home. He's fancied the ball by a little bit there. Was 10 seconds, now it's 9, so he's close a second up there. But the gap's so stagnated right now. 5, well, 3 there, unfortunately to say, but big gaps between the drivers as the brakes glow hot on the Renault. And looking at the Williams, gets the car turned in, bouncing over the curbs like a good old hopscotch there, and just about keeps the car going onwards. Well, if you are just joining us, welcome to the Italian Grand Prix. It's been an interesting race so far. Zirin leads, Schumi, Cam, Ballboy, Racing, Foxy, WRL, Michael, Norrell, Yabber and Puffing. Got 4 retirees, Mehmet who retired with a mysterious issue, Rob who hit the wall heavily at the exit of Lesmo 2, Car Cannon who retired with penalties, and JS who crashed lap number 1 after hitting the wall at the exit of Lesmo 2. Such a stagnated field right now. Not much action going on at all around the field here. In comes Puffing Muffin into the pit lane. And that will be for his another Scottish pit stop with the super soft tyres, we believe. Yes, it is. Sucks it on. And then heads straight back out. Be interesting to see if the livery stays the same on the Toro Rosso for 2017. Oh, sorry, say it's between 17 and 18. It'll be interesting to see if the livery stays the same. Put in your comments what you think the Toro Rosso livery could be. Do you think it will stay roughly the same as 2017, or do you think it will look more like the Red Bull or the previous Toro Rossos did in previous years? Because I've started to actually grow with this livery. It'll be interesting to see if they keep it. I think you're commenting what you think of it, because I personally like this livery. Of course, in the world of Formula 1 news, topic of sponsorships, of course, the you didn't know recently, Santander has pulled out of Formula 1, so are now no longer with Ferrari for the this season, unfortunately. So if you're one who likes Santander on the Ferrari, unfortunately say it's no longer going to be as prominent on the car in future seasons, unfortunately, as they are no longer on the car. So it'd be interesting to see. I wonder what they're going to get. Vodafone, perhaps, they could return. Be interesting to see an interesting different livery change, but we'll only find out in time who's going to have what, and what is going to be the main sponsor for Ferrari if they're going to have one. So no more Jenson Button ads as well. Well, we'll probably get Jenson Button ads because he still does still, I think he's partnered with them to do it occasionally. But no, for some reason I don't actually know what Jenson Button does to Santander adverts, to be honest. I think he's got a contract for like many years. Maybe he just likes becoming a computer in a little vending machine thing and popping out in the middle of nowhere. I don't know. But it's going to be interesting to see, though. Michael in the Mercedes. Yep, you heard me right. Michael in the Mercedes. Of course, we do wish to give our things to Michael Schumacher, of course. It's been quite a while, and we do, of course, still wish him the best recovery. It's, of course, just over 3-4 years now since that horrible accident. Well, quite a while, actually. About 5 years now, nearly, since that almost fatal accident there. Unfortunate to say, but hopefully he is recovering. Hopefully we'll see him back in public life one day soon, hopefully, though we'll never get our hopes too much up. We'll say maybe they won't charge interest in any loans he may take out. That could happen. Well, he is just the money machine now. He just get money out of his face. Never mind, though, lap 22-27. That's a big lock-up for Nijiran. He's doing well so far, isn't he? Cap remaining about 3 temps as Ballboy down the back there is 4th place as Puffin Muffin fast lap. He's getting actually catching up to Ballboy, of course, there. You've got just joining us for the Italian Grand Prix. The race is coming into its kind of climax here. It's been a very lonely race, surprisingly, for what normally happens. Of course, Monza, it doesn't normally bring up many surprises, but today it's been quite a straightforward race for the likes of Nijiran, Shumi and Cam, who are doing all they can. It's good to see Cam back in the race, not disconnecting, of course. And he is in 3rd place, looking at Foxy here, who is in 6th and 7th place, of course, the other Toro Rosso in that beautiful livery there, the blue and red. And the other Mercedes, of course, the Petronas Mercedes team doing great. We've got, of course, Michael in the 74. Doing a good job there. And then the Ferrari. So Ferrari and Mercedes not doing the best here today. Unfortunate to say the least. And then the likes of McLaren, who are at the back, and the other Toro Rosso, who is catching up, by the way, to Ballboy. So this could be interesting to see. He's a lap down, so I do believe Ballboy might just move over and let him through. He's got enough gap to not bother battling with him if the push comes to shove. But it's going to be interesting to see if the if he's going to put up any fight here. The DRS will be activated. Ballboy, I believe, should, if he's sensible, just pull out the way or just let him through. Otherwise, he's going to end up being hassled all over by a Toro Rosso. That's in my opinion, but we'll see what happens here. As these two they're very close up behind each other. But if he does pass him, he has to make sure he really pulls a gap. Otherwise, he's just going to have to sit behind him. And this won't help Ballboy at all. He'll lose a lot more time. See that, challenging for the inside. Ballboy pulling a little bit there to say he's not coming through there. This is interesting stuff to see here. I'd imagine Ballboy probably thinking this is a actual car battling him. In fact, it's just a lap car trying to pass him here. Now, of course, just like we've seen in real life with cars on lapping each other, Lewis Hamilton famously did it in I think it was 2012 on Vettel and Alonso there. Well, we know what happened to the latter of Vettel in that race with Jenson Button, but I think he's going to make a move around the outside of Parabolic, or perhaps the inside. He's definitely close enough to make a move, and he does try down the inside, but I don't think Ballboy wants him to go down the inside. He's fighting up as hard as he can. Now on the exit, finally does get through side by side, then across the line. He'll nick the slipstream there. As I go to see if I can find him. I can't, because he's all the way up there in 4th place. We'll just get through, now starting to pull out a little bit of a gap now. But blue flags may come into contact, so he may get a penalty, so we'll keep an eye on that if he does get a penalty. This car ahead is well, a whopping 37 seconds up the road. Nijiran, meanwhile, leading by about 3 seconds as we're looking at a Puffin Muffin, who's just ahead and has just unlapped himself from Ballboy. He now starts dropping back, and there is the 5-second stop-go penalty for ignoring blue flags. A very cruel penalty. I think they will remove that, of course, from his total time cost. So I don't think that is a fair penalty to be given, figuring he's just pulled that gap open quite a little bit there compared to where it was. Well, only a few laps, just under 3 laps to go here for the Italian Grand Prix. It's been a great little race to witness. Not as good as others, but definitely been one of those races for Sauber and the likes of Red Bull to be doing well. And while the gap now 2.8 is closing a little bit. And you can see, like last time, fuel issues starting to plague the Sauber. Here, like last time, he really had issues with his fuel. Here again, perhaps issues again with the fuel. Having to go very cautiously on the fuel. Tyres, we believe, he should be good on, like last time, round Spa. But still, nonetheless, it's doing well for him, and Red Bull are going to bring up a good podium. Cam's going to return to the podium after a long while, after a few disconnections. He's doing a great job in the Renault team. And truly saying that's why he's here. Williams have been bested so far in this race, of course, struggling there, and the other Sauber, of course, racing at home, never really living up to the expectations of Nigerian, but that's what happens when you get put with a good teammate. Unfortunate to say, just like real life Sauber, unfortunate to say, it sometimes is a bit unbalanced. Force India team, though, they're in 6th place right now, and he's doing good ahead of the Toro Rossos, are not having the best of days here, of course. The Mercedes and Michael, they're in 8th place. He's going to pick up some points. They're decent points, nonetheless. Number 74 is. It might move him a little bit in the championship. Norrell and Yabba the Hutt not having good days. And Yabba, of course. McLaren still having issues with the Honda engine, unfortunately. And, well, hopefully they'll improve it in time for Singapore. And we'll have to see what happens there as the heat round the streets of the Marina Bay circuit are going to definitely light up racing. We're at a street circuit of that caliber, of course. Puffin Muffin right down the back of the field here, and well, what can you say? He's not had a great day, really. Had issues on the opening lap with other cars. Car Canada be crashed with, and since then he really hasn't managed to catch up or even really pull any gap. Of course, like 11th place, though, not bad, not the result he wants, but still, he's going to finish the race and pick up some experience nonetheless. Of course, out of this race were Med, Rob, Karkanen and JS, of course, with incidents in this race. Well, the Giron is coming on to start his final lap here for the Italian Grand Prix with a 2.3 second lead over Schumi then, who's still just catching a little bit there, but not enough, like, to really add any threat. Well, here we are then as we start the final lap then. Nigerian is doing good though. He's on red fuel. This isn't the best thing he wanted. He really has to go fuel saving, so we'll still see if Schumi can catch up. He's definitely caught about a second nearly in the last lap. I don't see him catching another 1.2, maybe 2 seconds low in this lap, but definitely interesting to see like that Schumi now starting to pile the pressure on, but too late in the race to do it. And he's not going to be catching up any time soon. Up front though, like we said, Nigerian, he's done everything he really wanted to do this race. He's led it in since the opening lap. He's really had it all in his bag. Apart from a few laps where, of course, he pitted and, of course, other cars around him managed to not pit and, of course, stayed a little longer. But eventually they had to pit. And Nigerian retook lead. Well, he's only got to do one corner, and then he'll be on the way to the podium. Ahead of Schumi. Nigerian then, he's done a brilliant job today as he comes through the last corner. 25 years of Williams, well, sorry, Sauber. Nigerian comes to the line and wins the race. Great job for him. Schumi second. Cam will be third position there. A great return to the podium for Cam then. Bullboy in 4th position when he crosses the line in a few moments' time. Comes to the last corner then. Williams 4th position, not bad result. Racing at home will be a solid 5th position there then in the other Sauber. Foxy low under pressure for WRL right on the end here. This will be interesting as they come to the last corner. Let's see who's going to get this one then. I don't think Foxy's really just about got it. Foxy will get 6th position, WRL 7. Michael will be 8th. Norrell 9th, and of course, Off has gone. Oh, it's been a huge shunt there. After the race is finished, Norrell will cross the line and Yabala Hut as well. Puffin Muffin in the gravel there, but there's been a serious shunt somewhere. Some AI, and well, nonetheless, it's been a great race to see. And now we'll head to the podium for our top 3. Well, Naziran is your winner today. Shimi is P2 of Cam P3. Bullboy racing at home, Foxy and WRL. Michael, Norrell, Yabba are in your top 10. Outside the top 10, Puffing Muffin, Valtteri Bottas, Roman Grosjean, Daniel Ricciardo and Jolyon Palmer brings up the race after crashing on that one, because that's not ironic. Well, until next time, we'll see you at the Marina Bay Circuit, then under the floodlights at Singapore. Until then, it's been a great race. Until next time, thank you very much for joining, and we'll see you soon. Ta-ra for now.